Lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop. Ba-dum-dum-dum. Lollipops are a very famous candy that we have all likely had since we were little children. Did you know that in England, lolly used to mean tongue and pop used to mean slap? They were tongue slaps. What an interesting name for such a famous candy. I can guess that most of you don't know how such a common candy came to be. The beginning of what we now call lollipops can be found in multiple cultures throughout history, its origin being much earlier than many may think. This is a subject that has deeply intrigued me, even through the lightest research. So I'm here to share it with you. First, I shall tell you of the earliest lollipop-like creations recalled in history, then of a pivotal moment in the life of lollipops in the late 17th century, and lastly, the final formation of lollipops that we so cherish today. John Prince wrote that on the history of candy, saying, "The first incarnation of the lollipop was probably created by cave people thousands of years ago. It is likely that people used sticks to collect honey and lick them. The first cultures archaeologists believe to have come up with things like this were the Egyptians, Chinese, and the Arabs. In order to preserve things like nuts and fruits, and possibly to make them easier to eat, these ancient cultures would candy them in honey. These concoctions would be poked with a stick to eat off of. These tasty creations dwindled as honey and sugar resources died down until the late 17th century, when sugar in Europe became more obtainable. During this time, the English came up with lollipop-type treats for sweet tooth enjoyment, according to candyhistory.net, which specializes on this subject. It became the practice of street vendors to sell handmade candies that were merely nicknamed lollipops at this time. These early versions were different from ours today in that they were sold soft rather than hard. If you don't consider soft lollipops legit according to candy standards today, just listen a little further. During the Civil War era, or the early 18th century in America, the modern-day lollipop came into practice. Some say it began when hard candies were put at the tips of pencils for little kids. According to Prince, others say it began in 1905, when the owner of a candy company would bring home to his children sticks used to stir the hard-boiled candy pots. Either way, it was in 1908 when the manufacturing of lollipops, on purpose, began, starting at a rate of 2,400 sticks per hour, states another candy article. Today, the world's largest lollipop manufacturer is Tootsie Roll, and they make about 18 million lollipops a day. It is easy to see that the origin of the famous stick candy is hard to pinpoint and goes farther back than I know I expected. Fruits and nuts candied with honey had been eaten on sticks since ancient cultures. Street vendors in early England sold soft candies on sticks, and just over 100 years ago began the manufacturing of these candies up to today. So it is true that the beginning can be found cross-culturally and throughout history, much to one's surprise. And now you know how tongue slaps were made. Thank you.
Quarterback.